based off of the context that they believe is correct, not based off the context that I'm speaking on. So that's why it's about who, what, when, where, why. Like, you have to really, which is a very difficult thing to do, to set the tone. Almost impossible to set the tone every single time you have a conversation with people. But that's why sometimes you gotta know when not to speak. You gotta know what to say, and if you can't say what you would like to say in if you feel like it's not gonna bring a resolution to the conversation, then also knowing when to shut up is very important too. Who said you can't use gaming to encourage people? Who said you can't use gaming to teach people the ways? Not me. Welcome to the new episode of Gems and Gaming. Get ready as we log in to share some life wisdom and put you on game. Let's get it. Yo, what's going on, y'all? I think the last thing I did was come here, drop off some stuff. This is a room in the sewer of Riften. If you don't play the new Skyrim or the updated version of Skyrim, then, or if you haven't played it, then they have additional houses that you can buy, and all of the locations in the homes are in hidden locations, really, or kind of out the way of the city that you're buying the home in, and it all have armories and stuff and places you can put special items and stuff like that. Apparently I've been doing some collecting. Whoever I capture or whoever I defeat, I remember them. Yeah, look, man, today we're going to talk about the lesson of the day, which is really about the tact and grace that I think we all need in terms of communication. I just thinking about a lot of the work conversations I have with some of my clients, and then that when they try to, voice their opinion to their leader or their manager during their one-on-ones or any important conversation that they're having. And a lot of the times they just get frustrated knowing that they're about to go into the meeting and realizing that they don't know, or they don't feel like they can say exactly what it is that they want to say. And I mean, I'm talking about work, but we all can kind of think of this in our regular lives, right? There are a lot of conversations that you or thoughts, let's just say, that you want to share, and you're just I probably couldn't, because so and so is gonna go off, or not gonna like it, or I'm gonna have to hear about X, Y, and Z. We always make excuses for why. What are y'all doing? Nah, y'all got caught. But yeah, we always have reasons for why it's better not to have the difficult conversation than it is to actually just go through with the convo. And I can just go ahead and tell you, just from what I've learned in life, most of the things that we say, it's all about timing for the most part. When, where, even how matters. I mean, the why matters, right? The where matters. When, where, how, what, all of it matters. One thing I've started practicing at my job before I transitioned into career coaching. So when you own your own business, you could say more than you can. When you work for someone, you have to be very strategic about letting off your thoughts in front of authority. First and foremost, you got to make sure that you're on one accord with whoever you're speaking to when it's a difficult conversation. So you have to make sure that you guys are aligned in terms of definition. Here in the States, we have a lot of terminologies that have gotten popular, and because of its popularity, we don't know the original context or definition of the word. I use a lighthearted example like GOAT, greatest of all time. Everyone has a greatest of all time. There's no unanimous greatest of all time when it comes to basketball. So everyone says GOAT, 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 GOAT. So like, anytime you hear it, you're kind of questioning. Actually, people don't even question it anymore. They just know like you're talking about your favorite player, which is interesting because we all should have like an understanding of what it is that we're talking about before we can have an argument. Because when I'm thinking greatest of all time when it comes to basketball, I'm thinking of the word greatest. And to me it's like who inspired the masses to get interested in basketball most. That to me is greatest, like greatest influence. It's a team sport. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a little distracted. Yeah, it's cool. I'm allowed to be in here. He's like, my fault, big dog. Go ahead. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah. So, oh, I had to let my mans in. All right. So, like, to me, whoever influenced the masses most, that's the greatest. Basketball is a team sport. Therefore, having a greatest single player seems kind of redundant. But when you're talking about greatest player, so I'm taking the jail key. I didn't need to do that, but I am. Sorry, I'm a little curious.
I got into a scrap a few years ago at the Ragged Flagon. Some idiot who stole himself a guard's sword and kept both. He's making too much racket, and I'm trying to get Vex drunk, so I tell him to keep it down, and he just runs me through. Yeah, I was lucky, though. After Vex tore the guy to pieces, she gave me a potion. Anyway, after I got back to the guild, I decided to start calling myself Twice. Yeah, but Twice Killed has more of a ring to it.
All right, that's pretty funny.
Kiss for me.
That's pretty funny. I've never seen that before. So we both got to learn about some of the prisoners in the jail.
I'm sitting in here counting skeever droppings while he's drinking Blackbriar mead with Maven.
So, long story short, when you have those conversations about different different definitions, you have two people talking and arguing about two different things, right? So one thing I've noticed when it comes to having that tough conversation is to set the context of your conversation prior to trying to reach a resolution. So, now you're having a one-on-one with your boss. All right, now you're in your head, you're thinking about all of the things that you've accomplished and things that you achieved. Your boss might have no context to that, or not as much context as you do, because where you have the perspective that they should understand and know everything about you, you have to realize something, that they're a human being too. And for them, you're like 5% of their day, maybe even less than that, possibly more. I have no idea. But the whole point is that you have to put the perspective of what it is that you bring to the table when you're one-on-one in order to let your manager know this is why you should value me more. This is why I should get more responsibility, etc., etc. That's why when I am suggesting is, when you have those difficult conversations, you have to add a lot of context to details before you try to get to a resolution. When I do speaking engagements and I'm talking about simple topics, let's just say like being a leader. Everyone has a perspective of being a leader and leadership. I'm always super conscious about knowing that people have different definitions for words. So I always go to the dictionary and pull up the word and the definition of the word prior to the meeting or prior to the speech. Now, everyone in the room whom I'm speaking to knows that I'm only referring to leadership under a specific context, and specific details. That helps people comprehend my perspective when I'm voicing something. You know, if I skip that vital step of making sure that we are aligned in terms of, you know, the word that I'm using, then someone or multiple people are going to have the perspective of, no, that's not what leadership is. Leadership is XYZ. Leadership is this. Leadership is that. You know, they're going to have their own definition and they're going to challenge, you know, what I say based off of the context that they believe is correct, not based off the context that I'm speaking of. You know, so that's why it's about who, what, when, where, why. Like, you have to really, which is a very difficult thing to do, to set the tone. Almost impossible to set the tone every single time you have a conversation with people. But that's why sometimes you got to know when not to speak. You know, you got to know what to say. And if you can't say what you would like to say in a, you know, if you feel like it's not going to bring a resolution to the conversation, then also knowing when to shut up is very important too. Bro, I cannot see this, man. Okay. Because if you can't set the context, then it's basically two people speaking from two different perspectives. You have to make sure that you understand. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Buddy, he's cooking, buddy. Oh my goodness. Oh, he just took another one. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did he kill him? Where'd they go? I don't even see their bodies, bro. Oh man, he just ate them, bro. Did he leave? Nah, he's still here. That's crazy. Dragon just came, ate some people, and left. Picture living in that timeline. They are not worried about conversations in this timeline, man. They just trying to survive. Yeah, that's wild. So yeah, silence is also, oh, he's gone too. Oh no, he's back. He don't want no smoke with me though. I'm starting to realize that. But silence is also a wise thing to master. You know, I'm not saying it's 100% possible to know when and when not to speak, but you know, it's a really, really wise thing to master. Knowing what to say, when to say, what to say, where to say. If you feel like the situation is not the perfect time to speak, stay silent, or even say like, hey, let me come back to this because I'm not 100% sure, you know, if it's the best thing for me to respond right now because I don't have enough context. I'm not emotionally prepared to analyze how I feel about this. Like, let me come back to it. I know that sounds crazy because you're probably thinking like, bro, I'm not. Now, if I'm not in the headspace, I'm not in the headspace. But it's all about practice, really. Like knowing what to say, when to say, why to say, where to say. It's all about practice. All about practice. Like, can't really, stress it enough. Just even practicing my speeches, I have to realize anytime I put out a video online, these words are going to everyone. Every type of person, age, social status, like all of that is going into consideration whenever I put a video out or whenever I speak. And so, I don't always do the greatest, but I do understand that there's some people that aren't going to understand certain things that I say because They just don't come from the same place that I come from. They don't have the same background. They're obviously not in the same headspace. They don't have the same experiences. You know, it's just it's gonna require. Oh, this hunter was chilling. I thought he was an enemy of mine. He was just chilling. I feel bad for those people that got ate by the dragon. I don't even know where he took their body. Not from this location. Dang. I can't even check on the dead, bro. But yeah, like, if you're about to get into, or you want to have a really, really deep conversation and you feel like the solution is, it's there and you know you can get to it, you just gotta really read the room. Gauge and see if now's the time. If it's not the time, then plan for the future. If you having a one-on-one with your boss, and if your boss is not in the headspace or you feel like they won't be in the headspace to listen, sometimes staying silent, saying yes ma'am, no ma'am is the best thing to do. Yes sir, no sir, whatever. You just never know. It's all about, more than anything, your words are like seeds. They plant in the minds of people, and when they sprout, there's really nothing you can do to change what sprouts from it. If it's if it's a good tree, that's what's gonna sprout. If it's a bad tree, that's what's gonna sprout. You have to just be mindful, and you never know what's gonna sprout. Even if you have the best intentions, you really never know. That's why I'm just, when I post on here, I try to generalize as much as possible. I don't always, please the masses. I've read some comments where some people not feeling it, but it's all good though. I've also read some comments where some people are feeling it, and I rock with that. Like, that makes me feel like I can keep going. I could keep doing. And for those that don't rock with it, I know, okay, that one didn't hit, that one didn't work. I have to adjust. I have to read the room. I have to give more reasons as to the context. I have to do a better at explaining the why, even the how, when I post, why I post, where I post. All of those things are taken into consideration, because it's all a conversation. It's all a conversation, and you need to master when and when not to have conversations. That might even be the lesson of the day, or the topic of the day, or the title. It really was just about being strategic about like your one-on-ones. But if we're talking about life, then I can leave Pitch Play, my business, my career coaching agency. I can leave those business conversations to that platform. Who are they scrapping? I ain't got my glasses on, y'all. I just see it. I just pulled up. She's scrapping. Oh, was he scrapping me? I suppose so. I don't know what I did. Sorry, big dog. Nah, I'm sorry. I can't even let you attack my homie like that. We was chilling, bruh. We was chilling, and for no reason whatsoever did y'all pull up on me. Right, listen. Apologies. I was chilling. Nah, this one is probably gonna be a lot more open-ended than not. I can get more specific, but I'm just trying to give general information, like I said. But you just gotta watch the seeds you plant. There's really nothing else that you can do about it. Just being mindful of that. I learn that lesson all the time, every day, every hour, every minute. It's just, we just practicing, we just getting better, we just figuring it out together. That's all you really got to do. Oh, was I? Was this a part of the mission for me to come here? I guess we can finish the mission in the video. I think it's interesting. I feel like this isn't the end of the mission, actually. Yeah, it's definitely not. It's 100% not. Hey, come on. Nope. Nope. Oh, no. Bro, is he upstairs scrapping? He's upstairs scrapping. He is upstairs scrapping. Jazar, oh, he's upside scrapping. I'm just gonna go ahead and see. Sometimes you gotta know when to engage and when not to engage, bro. Let me just go ahead and mind my business and let Jazar go fight upstairs, you know. And later I can talk about what I need to talk about with Jazargo. But I'm gonna just be quiet for now. Yo, he upstairs scrapping, bro. He was upstairs scrapping. He's still up there. Yeah, I think this might be the end of the mission. Oh, he got people yielding upstairs. He got him running. Oh, he ran outside. Don't run down here, player. Don't even run down here, cuz. Hey, Skyrim got some of the funniest, like, NPC dialogue. But yeah, man. No. Ain't no submitting, big dog. Alright. But yeah, man, I guess we finishing the mission. Y'all ain't gotta see me. Y'all ain't gotta see me dominate these dudes, man. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna. Oh, I'm taking this horse? Really? Okay. Lit. Well, let me take this horse back to dude, man. Listen, you know. I guess I can simplify it by saying this is just good practice for difficult conversations that are needed. Start focusing on your when, what, where, how, and why. Answer those things in your head before you have a conversation with somebody, and I think it'll make it easier for you to approach it. Because I should also throw in the who. It's not the fact that you're saying it to, but who are you saying it to matters too. So it kind of helps you just strategize a little bit more. This was more general advice. I mean, I hope it's helpful. We'll see. But listen, man, I'm out, man. Y'all take it easy. God bless.